Good afternoon and welcome to a special edition of NYFP. Many of us take casual photos using mobile devices such as smartphones or tablet devices. And for professionals and creatives out there, we might actually use a professional digital camera. Joining me here at the NASDAQ market site, I have the president of Athentech Imaging, who is Brad Malcolm. Good afternoon, Brad. Thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, so you guys are the developers behind the Perfectly Clear product. So could you tell me about this product and how popular your products are?
Sure, you bet. Popular, I guess, is a vague definition, but our background is we've been licensing our technology for the past 10 years, and so we're powering over 26 million images each day through our licensees around the world. And most people haven't heard of us about that, and so what we've done recently is launched a mobile app, one for iOS, so iPhone and iPad, and one for Android. And then we also have some desktop products for advanced amateurs and pros, and work with Photoshop plugin, Lightroom plugin, and some more to come.
And when it comes to retouching images, there are so many amateurs out there or people who take photos using their smartphones and they just want to add a little bit of filter or perfect their images. So how does your product differ from the other apps that are out there?
Well, it's an excellent question because there's 900,000 apps on the iTunes store alone, so there's a lot. And you made an interesting comment about filters, and it's an important distinction because we're intelligent image correction. We're not a filter. And so there's a big difference between that. And so what does that mean? I'll just share a bit of background to kind of paint the picture. So we've all had that moment where you take that special shot, it's Christmas, it's your first daughter or something, you capture it and you look at it and it just doesn't look good. It's not what you saw and you're disappointed. And so of course, why does that happen? It's not the photographer's fault, and it's not due to lack of good technology in the device or the phone. It's that there's a lot of camera limitations. You got a single aperture, which manages light different than the human eye does. And so there's always issues with taking a photograph. So we overcome those camera limitations automatically. So what makes us unique is we got 10 different patented corrections to automatically correct your photo. That's we say correct it, because we can rescue a bad photo, we can make a good photo amazing, and that's our secret sauce. So it's reliable, it always works, and it's easy to use. And so that's why we say image correction, which is a lot different than a filter.
Well, I'm glad that you made that clarification as well as distinction. So I do want to move on to your technology. When I talk about startups, there are some startup companies out there that rely on crowdfunding, and when it comes to hardware, there have been some challenges. But in terms of your company, since you rely on technology, what have been some of the challenges, and what exactly goes into your technology?
Well, what goes into our technology is technology. So a lot of science, a lot of code. We have a lot of different really smart developers, 2 physicists, mathematicians in different parts of the world, from Moscow to Germany to in Canada, where we're based out of. And we have 10 different patents. So we spend millions of dollars on research, development. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. That's the nature of it, to make sure that we get a leading edge product. And we're always innovating. And I like saying that without science, it's only software. And so that, because if you don't have that unique science or technology to back it up, anybody can program something, but to make it robust and unique, that's where the technology comes in. So it's just basically by having the smart people, that's what allows us to come up with innovative technology.
And Brad, you just mentioned how much money goes into your R&D. So to get a better idea of the financials as well as funding, could you give us a little bit of background?
Sure. We've been around for 10 years and we've grown largely by organic growth internally. And so we are a private company, so we don't share financials in terms of revenue growth or any of that, but we have worked hard at it. We are making some money now, so we're profitable, which is good. We're not VC funded at the moment. It's backed by some successful business people in Calgary, so angel funded in that aspect, and then just growing it through organic growth and hard work and smart people.
And Brad, now that you've given us a better idea of what your company does and also the background, can you tell me if you have any exciting developments on the horizon?
Well, we're always working on cool stuff, and so on July 17th we're actually launching the next version of our Android app, and there's some really revolutionary stuff in there to make it incredibly easy to capture your photos, incredibly easy to make you look beautiful from some specific corrections on there. And so that's going to be really awesome. So that's in the short term, and then long term we're coming out with a new desktop product, so you can just single click all your photos when you come back from vacation and they're automatically perfectly clear.